What is up, guys? Happy Nerf Day to you. Actually, it could be Happy Buff Day to you too, because if you're like an Affliction Warlock, actually, if you're just a Warlock in general, you're probably just like, yeah, yeah. Regardless, it was a Nerf day for the class that I decided to main. Wasn't planning on maining a Demon Hunter at all going into Legion, but it ended up just happening. I fell into a guild that needed one, and I was like, okay, I'll be that guy. So we're going to talk a little bit about post-nerf, what we can do, what we can expect, and things that I'm looking at, some ideas maybe, I don't know. First of all, I'm going to share a little gem with you guys. This was kind of funny. So as you can see, they did actually do the nerf. They said they were going to revert the night before, which obviously caused a lot of commotion and upset. I'm not going to put the immigrant picture here, but it was funny, and Blizzard did respond to this post with a blue post. So yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, the initial nerf came out. There was huge panic amongst the Demon Hunter community as a whole because the nerf was, in my opinion, unwarranted for the single target part. And the problem is, this is the problem. They wrapped a great AOE package into one class / spec, because we only have 2 specs. And that didn't leave much for single target. So you double dipped with some of those AoE abilities. Some of those AoE abilities that were very good in AoE were also very good for single target. Bloodlet and Throwglaive being the ability that I'm talking about in particular. They also nerfed the Blade Dance ability, the artifact trait that you got 10% increased damage from your Blade Dance for every enemy within 8 yards, I think. That was insane. That needed to be nerfed. Fury the Illidari got nerfed by 20% damage. That needed to be nerfed too. That's fine. Any logical thinking person that plays Demon Hunter, I think, can agree that those were a little bit out of control. Our AoE was nuts. You can see in this video, this is pre-nerf. That when I use my cooldowns, nobody catches me. It's kind of crazy. And this is a marksman hunter that's in this group too. So there are no slouches in PvP either. They also got nerfed, however. And I believe it's also a Windwalker monk. So I mean, we're talking about 3 very strong AoE classes. This is a Mythic Plus as well. So I'm gonna go over the build that this guy is currently right now post nerf. It didn't really change much from pre-nerf at all. But the numbers are definitely lower. So those of you guys that don't know, the Blizzard did fix that post that I showed earlier. That issue has been resolved. This was by the way, this was like our first Mythic Plus. We weren't really going for 3 chests. I believe this was a +4 or +5. I think it's a +5. But we're going to go over the build, go over what we can expect from Demon Hunters in this video and going forward, because a lot of people are talking about that they are benched, that they don't know what to do, and it's kind of a bummer. So I'm going to show you guys all that stuff right now, and then we'll talk a little more in depth. All right, so this is what I'm doing with my current artifact weapon. So I went the bottom route to get to the first gold on the left, which is Inner Demons. I still think Inner Demons is like the first one you should take. It's really awesome. Chaos Strikes have like a 10%. I think it's just I don't think it gives you a percentage. But yeah, a demon jumps out, slams the ground. He has a very high crit chance. I don't know if he goes off your crit chance, but it feels like it crits a lot. It does like 400, 500k. It's really nutty. It's an AoE. I really liked it. I have 5 in the Chaos Strike increased critical damage, which is great. 2 of my relics have it. My left relic is only like an 830, but because of how good that ability is, I haven't replaced it yet with another Fell relic. I took the I-Beam at the top. I forgot the name of it. That gold ability, really sweet. It puts if you get 10 stacks on them, after like 3 seconds, it explodes for a couple 100,000 damage. It's not too bad. It's not as good as I thought it was gonna be, but it's not bad. I'm working my way to as you guys can see in the upper right, increasing my damage of Demon's Bite, or I forgot the other name of it, but yeah. Anyway, we're doing that right now, and then working my way to the last golden ability. At the bottom, that's the Blade Dance ability that was nerfed. Definitely, like I said, needed to be nerfed. It's nerfed down to 3% per target within 8 yards, which is still perfectly fine for an ability that you only have to invest 1 into. So that is what I am doing there. All right, now here I'm going with the standard build that was pretty much pre-nerf. A lot of people took prepared at 100. I believe I'm switching away from prepared now and going into Demon Blades, which gives me much more focus on haste and stuff like that, and auto attack procs through your trinkets. So from Violet Hold, the trinket that drops off the Fel Commander, I forget, the Chaos Talisman, is like one of the best in slot trinkets even through rating. If you can get that thing in a Mythic Plus or a Mythic, you are set. That trinket is so good with Demon Blades. Fel Mastery, I still believe, is the only one to take here. Chaos Cleave might work its way into some lists. I actually really like Chaos Cleave. I'm going to test with it, guys. Maybe I'll update the video if that becomes a thing. I still believe Bloodlet is the way to go at 102. A lot of people are talking about Fellblade. If Fellblade dealt chaos damage, absolutely we can have that conversation. But the fact that Fellblade only deals fire damage, for some reason, it's not worth taking. If it dealt chaos damage, man, it would double dip in our mastery, and it would be so good. And it would also fix that single target issue, right? Because Blizzard doesn't want us to be double dipping with our abilities. Well, then make Fellblade do chaos damage when you're in Havoc form. Why not? Then we would have a single target ability that we can use that we don't need Bloodlet for, and then you can nerf Bloodlet for the AoE pools. It's a win-win for everybody. At 104, I still think Soul Rending is the only way to go. It is such a nice ability. 100% leech while you're in Metamorphosis. It's great. It's an ease on your healers. They don't have to heal you through that. You just pop meta, and they can worry about other people. It's amazing. Momentum, this is the one that I think I'm going to start pulling away from a little bit. Since Fel Mastery got nerfed, I believe Nemesis might just be the way to go. I'm not entirely sure. Again, that's another one I'm going to test with. I feel like if you go with either of those, you are fine. Master of the Glaive, I still believe that is the only one to go here. They reverted the nerf to the initial Throw Glaive. They just nerfed Bloodlet, so that is still the absolute way to go. It's a great filler ability. And Chaos Blades I take for the single target, because like I said, we lack in single target and we need all the help we can get. Chaos Blades absolutely helps you with that, and it goes really well with Demon Blades, so it's pretty sweet. So with that spec and going forward, where do I think Demon Hunters are going to fit in with the current meta? It doesn't look great, guys, but I think people are being very bleak because of how strong we were in the past. I am seeing people on the forums getting benched in raids for Mythic and Heroic, and that's kind of a concern of mine, because we don't have a spec that we can fall back on, right? Because Blizzard only gave Demon Hunters 2 specs, there is no, like, oh, okay, I'll just go and play, let's say they had a spec called Chaos or whatever. One of their specs was Chaos, it's the other DPS spec, and it's more single target oriented. You could just be like, okay, well, I guess we got to work on my Chaos spec because it's better than Havoc. We don't have that option, which is very, very unfortunate, and it's kind of irresponsible. Not really irresponsible. I mean, Blizzard was trying something new, and I don't think that this was the way to go. It's very rough. It's extremely rough for us, and you know, everybody else that has a single DPS that they can go, that single DPS is pretty strong. Rhett's got a great buff today. The Mythic charts that I was looking at, they were like number 4 in a lot of the groups. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. I feel like we're definitely not done with balancing Demon Hunters. They have a long way to go. They got, you know, we need help. We need help bad. So whether that be like an increase to Chaos Strike damage, or just make Fellblade deal Chaos damage in general, that would be amazing, and it would go such a long way. So I'm not entirely sure where they're going to go, what we're going to do. It, like I said, doesn't look great. I would say just keep playing your Demon Hunter, because I don't, you know, it's so hard to say, because of where they are at right now. But I still think they're going to be fine. I still think that for a lot of groups and a lot of, you know, the typical raiding guilds, you should be fine. Like I said, I found a guild that needed me, and I feel like I'm an above average player. I'm used to raiding. I've been raiding for a long time, so hopefully just my experience can carry me through this hard time. So that's all for me today. If you guys had any specifics, oh, you know what, I totally forgot. You know, I didn't even go over like rotation. So like with new rotation, it doesn't really change from the old rotation as far as like AoE, Fury of the Illidari, drop your, like, Fel Rush in, get your momentum, drop Fury of the Illidari, and then like I-beam. Still use your Blade Dance, even if it's like less than, actually now with Inner Demons, I would imagine if it's less than 5 mobs, you probably just use Chaos Strike I would imagine, and like that's kind of where it's at right now. On single target, it's try to keep your momentum up as much as you can. So do like a vengeful retreat, fell rush back in, chaos strike, chaos strike. It's really easy. Keep your bloodlets on them, metamorphosis, all that good stuff. But I mean, the rotation is very easy. If you have any specifics, feel free to ask me down below. I'm gonna put out a new warrior video. I just got my lock to 110, and I got my prop paladin to 110, and my druid to 110. So we're gonna be doing some more videos. But I hope to catch you guys at the next video, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.